Hello, everybody. Whoop. Okay. Another Wednesday, another Metroid stream. Here we are. As I uncomfortably adjust last minute things. I hope everybody had a good week. Mine wasn't bad. Mine was alright. Anyway, here we are. I don't have too much else to say. I hope you all had a great week, and I hope you're all looking forward to some Metroid. Let's make sure it's actually working, though. There we go. All right. Okay, I just wanted to test something. Alright, here we go. More Metroid. I think we're getting close. I mean, I have no idea how close we are, or how far we are. It's a little dark in here. That's better, I think. Oh man. I think I'm gonna go get that haircut today. The one that I've been talking about getting for months. And you guys won't have to hear me talk about it anymore. On every stream. You sparked a watch streak. Well, that's cool. So what, like, hey, you watched every week or whatever? Congratulations. It might be because it might have started today because I realized last night that I still had Max Payne on my channel schedule. Like on Twitch itself, you can set up a schedule of what streams on what days, and it was still set for Max Payne every Wednesday at 2. So I fucked up. And I think I might have, because I switched that before today's stream started to Metroid at 2 every Wednesday. You tuning in starts a streak, I guess. If you come back next Wednesday at 2 and I happen to be streaming Metroid like I'm supposed to. If I had to guess, I don't know. But alright. It is very nice out. I want to get today's stream done and go out myself. The hell just happened? Yeah, I want to go out, take the dogs for a walk. Why? I'm not walking into it, am I? I'm not really that close. No way. Yeah. I gotta get out of the house. Okay, so we just unlocked the ice beam. Is that what it's called? Yes. So we can now open white doors, which we weren't able to do before. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. Puts us pretty close to the end, I think. We've only got one more beam to get. This is a shortcut. Yeah. This is like... Something weird about all the Metroid games is like their insistence on using different weapons to open doors. Like imagine if in I know this is a fantasy game or you know science fiction, but imagine if like in real life to open security doors you had to shoot them with a specific type of bullet, and then do that every time you wanted to open the door. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Great security, I guess. I think the only door left that we haven't opened this one. Which I remember being blocked off by something, but I don't remember it being a wave beam door. And then this, we still can't do because we don't have the grapple beam to get through this tunnel. But that's it for this area. Let's just go down here. Let's see what we find. Yeah, when the weather gets nice, my room becomes uncomfortably hot. Like, not yet, but it's gonna get there pretty soon. My room is always the coldest, and it's always the hottest. I didn't scan that thing. Whoops.
Recorded to logbook.
Seedling. Plant-based ground feeder. Dorsal spines can be ejected in self-defense. Or I can just shoot it with a chunk of ice. Did I kill it? Yeah. Coldest in winter, hottest in summer. Doesn't help that I'm directly above the kitchen, so anytime somebody does cooking, I get all the hood fumes. I mean, probably not like the actual fumes, but the heat rises, you know, so through the floor or whatever, I feel all the heat from the stove or the oven if it's on. People are using it. What are we doing in here? It's the best heat in the AC. Good for you, man. I just recently learned that my younger brother, is going to be moving out. Seems pretty sudden. He didn't really tell any of us until a couple days ago. And he plans to be out in a few weeks. So that gives us another room, and I'm trying to get it situated so that room becomes my office or my bedroom. So I don't have to sleep and work in the same room, which is hell. It's hell. I mean, I've been working and sleeping in the same room, and I'm working from home, so I feel like a hamster in a cage. I've got no real reason to leave the house unless I want to go do something like see a movie. But that requires spending money, you know, so it's like I can't always just leave the house to go get fast food or see a movie or go to a restaurant or whatever. Yeah, I feel like a hamster in a cage. Which, you know, is not a great feeling. Now hold on, there's a blue door there. I don't know how we get to that. We'll come back. That's pretty cool. I mean, I have no problem with my room as a space, right? So it has nothing to do with hating my room. It's just a matter of separating work and life, having a work-life balance, and keeping those things separated. It's not exactly separated when I do all my work right here, and then I go to sleep 6 feet away. And I'm working from home like 80% of the time. What I don't like here is that... Oh, I'm not talking about the rooms, by the way. I'm talking about Metroid. What I don't like is that even if I've opened the door once, they still want me to switch back to the right beam before I can go through it again. I already opened it once. Shouldn't that be enough? I mean, you could still keep it the same color on the map for the sake of navigation and landmarking, but... I digress. Okay, double jump is not high enough to, Is there a grapple beam thing? Possibly? No. Yeah, there is a door there that I can't reach. I could destroy these little bulbs, but I don't think that's... I just got stuck on something invisible. Yeah. I don't know. Just, you know, I mean, they're probably going to use it as space for storage. And you know, it's their house. It's their right to use the room for whatever they want. I can't stop them, and I wouldn't stop them. Even if I could. How the hell? We have a puzzle here, I guess. Feels like there should be more to this room. I don't know. Yeah, we can't switch in midair. Not really. Yep. What's the boost ball? What's the jump? X is jump. Okay. I always forget which buttons are which when it comes to this. They really let you wind up far. I don't know why. Okay. There's nothing to shoot up here. There's nothing to climb up here. Can't get to that door from this angle, can we? No, there's an invisible wall right there. Alright, well, let me get up there one more time, see if there's some kind of trick that I'm missing. Oops. Felt like my Joy-Con just died, but the light is still on. Okay. Anyway, feels a little weird that he's moving out before me. I mean, I think it's an irresponsible decision. Just because, you know, why move out when you don't have to? When rent and house prices are so expensive. But it's his money, and, you know, it's his choice. If he wants to move out, he wants to move out. I can't say I'm not envious. I mean, I'm not envious about spending the money if I was him. But it would be nice to have your own spot. Yeah, there's no way around. I tried to, like, jump in midair to, like, curve around the tree. It's just not happening. Okay, so I guess we can always come back here later to check out what the deal is with that. We've got, like, a million distractions in the background today as well. Yeah, no car and not moving out equals a lot of money saved. You're telling me. Boy, don't I know it. I really would like to have my own place, though. I don't care if I have roommates. I wouldn't, like, and I'm not even talking about renting, but I mean buying a house with other people. Wouldn't have a problem with that. If they're people that I know and I trust, and that I've known for a while, you know, there's a track record there. I don't see why not. Downside to living at home, I feel like a loser. No, I feel like a loser all the time, every day. Absolutely. I live with my parents. I'm 24. And, you know, I shouldn't feel like a loser for that. And neither should you. But we do, because that's just the standard that's been set. Oh, get out of here! I don't have time for this. Did we check out the little white door over there? I don't think so. Let's go back. Just hopefully not. This room is dark. What is this? Yeah, thank you, dog. Oh my god, more ghosts. Are they weak to the ice beam? No, the ice beam goes right through them. I think I gotta use the the wave beam. Or no, I don't think so. I think I could use the power beam too. I actually think I have to use the power beam. I really don't want to have to fight these guys every time I come through a room though, so let's just... Yeah, no, I mean, that seems pretty relatable. I'm George Costanza. I'm 35 years old. I live with my parents. I'm balding. I live with my parents. I'm unemployed. I think I'm unemployed as part of his speech. Which, I'm not unemployed, but I'm essentially only working a part-time job right now. 80% of the time. I live at home. I am balding. It's not so much a receding hairline, but it's like it's starting to thin on top. It's been like that for about 3 years, I want to say. No, not 3. 2 years. I want to say 2021, yeah. Because that's why I went to go see the doctor about getting, like, finasteride. Which is, like, medication for, hair loss, for male hair loss. Or I don't know if it's just male hair loss, but for hair loss. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm starting to notice my hair is going. I want to get this stuff. And I read up on it before I went, and he was like... And on the internet, too, it was like, you know, this has like a 5% chance of giving you permanent erectile dysfunction. And I'm like, I didn't say this to the doctor, but in my head I'm thinking, I don't get laid at all. So, that makes no difference in my life. I'd rather have my hair than not have my hair and also not get laid, which is already the current situation. But then, you know, I went in for hair pills, and I walked out with antidepressants. So that's how that went. Cameron, thank you for the subscription. The resub. I hope you're having a good day. I am going the wrong way, though. I'm enjoying this game, but I think it's starting to test my patience when it just comes to getting around and all the backtracking. Like, the lack of autosaves or checkpoints and fast travel, it's all not great. But I think we're almost done. I'm on stats today, so I actually get to tune in. What's stats? I gotta turn the brightness up on this display. I always turn it down for work, and then I have to turn it back on for... Sit around until a delivery comes up. Well, yeah, it's pretty comfy. It's nice that you get a day like that every once in a while. Yeah, Cameron delivers babies. He doesn't let his lack of a medical degree get in the way of his passion. wants to deliver kids, so he's gonna deliver kids. I really appreciate my brother picking today, at this time, of all times, of all days, to... Oh, okay, we can go up there. We should probably kill the ghost first. To be drumming outside in the backyard, really nice. I don't think he should be allowed to do that anyway. But, you know, parents don't give a shit, so I give a shit. I'm not the one who's gonna get a fine from the city for a noise ordinance violation. What happens to the other 4% not delivered? You just leave them there. These enemies have too much health. Come on. Just let me kill you. Yeah! I'm trying to stream. How'd I sound? Yeah, he asked me as if I'm gonna have like a good opinion of viewing him through the wall. Jesus Christ. Alright. Gravity pulses within Findrana, which is the ice area. Okay. There's a white door there. Gotcha. Yeah, they have way too much health. Those enemies are not fun to fight at all. They're not fun. How do we get there? Here? Use the half pipe? What's the button again? Oop, almost fell off. What albums have I been listening to? You know, I'm not typically the kind of guy who seeks out specific music or anything. I've been listening to the soundtrack for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because that movie comes out soon and James Gunn put up the list of all the music that's going to be in it. And I think he's got pretty good taste. And the album is good. So I just made a playlist of all the songs that he said were going to be in the movie, and I've just been kind of listening to those. And then I just let Spotify take over and pick whatever. I can't remember the last time I just picked an album to... Yeah, the stream did go out. It's back now. Another great perk of living here. I love how my brother came in and asked me how he sounded, you know, through the wall. Because he's playing outside. And I told him I'm streaming. He left and he proceeds to go back to drumming, knowing that I can hear him through the wall. I really appreciate that. Very considerate. I think I have to use my missiles on this. Maybe I can use a charge shot. Nope, it's gotta be missiles. You've been listening to Jesus Christ Superstar? Oh, yeah, 3 weeks? Maybe more than that. I remember Michael was listening to it when him and I went to go see your show. Like, on the way back. I've never really listened to it before. What the hell are those things? Whoa! Metal stink clouds. They're just being shot at. What the fuck? What are these things?
Recording to logbook.
Plated puffer. Reinforced epidermis. I have to use missiles on these guys? Come on. What a waste. $2,000 version, John Legend version, Rebecca Black version. What the fuck are you guys talking about? I know my mom used to listen to that. Jesus Christ Superstar, back in the day. She had the CD. Looks like I just barely made it. I had no, I have no missiles left. I've got one missile total. Thankfully, it looks like I don't need it. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Thank God there's no fall. Oh. I don't remember being able to go down here. Oh, I've never been here before, so of course I wouldn't remember that. You can't hear the drums? That's good. I can hear them and they're pissing me off. I think it's selfish to play the drums. That's what I think. I think it's a selfish choice because everybody else is forced to hear it whether they like it or not. You could make that argument about all instruments, but I'm just focusing on drums because that's what I have to put up with. Wave Buster? What the fuck is this? It's a missile attack with the wave beam. Hold for continuous fire. How does that work? Well, I've only got one missile, so it's not like I can really test it. I guess I can, but... It literally won't let me. I'm trying to do it, but the game won't let me with only one missile. So, not a percussion guy? In music, sure. I mean, it's never my favorite part. Almost never. But I've had to put up with somebody drumming in the house for like 10 years. At least it feels like it. Close to 10 years. If not, you know, I'm over it. He used to have an electronic drum set, which he promptly destroyed and lost parts to. So, you know, decided it was shit or something and he didn't want to use it anymore. Even though he begged for it for years before he could work a job when he was a teenager. Where's Vince McMahon? I would love to get Vince McMahon on the show. I mean, I think calling this a show is very... I don't want... What's the word? You know, very high opinion of myself. To call this a show, that's a bit of a stretch. I would not call this a show. This is... This is some sick sort of vanity project. A project that takes a lot less effort than a lot of other things. Let's test this out. I hate the button combinations you have to hit for this. Because it kind of means you have to use your fingers on both the bumper and the trigger at the same time. Which does not feel good. Like, on the Joy-Con, it's incredibly uncomfortable. Whoa! Ghostbusters beam. Okay, so that's what we unlocked. Probably does a lot of damage against the ghosts. Or no. No, because the wave beam didn't even work on them. So I don't know. Content? Yeah, I hate that term. I'm making content. I'm a content creator. I've always hated that. It's so cold and corporate and dead. Just don't like it at all. Alright. Where am I going? Oh yeah, the snow place. So let's see. Yeah, I'm a content creator. I hate it. It's just the worst. And I'm thinking maybe we turn around and we go this way to get out. Get up there! Like, what's wrong with saying I make YouTube videos? Or I make videos. I make content. I do Let's Plays, right? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with just saying what it is? Why do you have to put this weird, vague, corporate label on it? Ow. Where's the snowy place? I thought there was a shortcut for it. Or is there not? I think we gotta go through the caves, unfortunately. Which means we have to go through the caves, which is my least favorite area to go through. Yeah, where's Batman? When are you gonna finish it? I get it. I was talking to Thomas in private the other day, and I said this might be my last stream. Or my last, like, full playthrough. I don't know. I think it's just a couple things. I think one, it's like just a mind goblin thing. It's like just some kind of thing in my head where I feel compelled to finish every game I start on stream, and it kind of drives me nuts that there's a couple that I haven't. But now the window has passed and it's just impossible. Like, I can't go back and finish Like a Dragon if I wanted to. It just wouldn't be the same. It's over. That was just ruined. But nobody was watching, and statistically, it's like 20% of all time I've ever streamed. I looked at the stats on like one of those websites that tracks the analytics, and they were like, yeah, 21.7% of all your stream time has been Like a Dragon, and nobody fucking watches it. So, even though Metroid, which I'm kind of like not having as much fun with as I was at first, hold on a sec. No, this is where we want to go. We want to go the other way. I'm not having as much fun with this as I was at the start. I don't think it's a bad game or anything, but if I didn't have this like compulsion, I would not still be playing Metroid Prime. I would have moved on to some other stuff already. So I'm thinking maybe move away from the full playthrough format altogether. And then another part of me is like, the engagement and stuff is so low, typically. And I feel like I complain about this almost every week, and I'm sure it's probably not helping the issue, which is there aren't really new viewers. And I'm sure bitching about that is not something people like to hear about, so I try to avoid it. But it's really discouraging to be streaming every week and seeing practically no views, nobody in the chat. And I don't know if I would be playing I feel like the stream is sort of holding me accountable, because I feel like if it wasn't for the stream, I might not finish Metroid all the way to the end. I might have just put it on a shelf, and then have it bother me for the rest of my life that I never finished it. Frank, don't look at analytics. Analytics will kill you. Yeah, I've taken to turning them off. In the stream manager for Twitch, you can make them invisible while you're streaming. I used to look at the view count. I used to look at stuff like that, which shows up on the stream manager view. But you can click them and gray them out, and then they're not visible anymore, which is what I've done since. But afterwards I can look at it and I can be like, all right, this didn't work. It just doesn't work. People don't watch this. And that's fine, but I would like to find something that I enjoy doing that people would like to watch. Yeah, average view. Yeah. On your YouTube videos, you'll see like average view time 1 minute. Yeah, it destroys you. It sucks. And for the last couple Metroid streams, I changed the title. Like, normally I just make the title like what it is today. Name of the game, session number. Okay? And then the last two, I changed it so I kind of made them not clickbaity, but like, it was like jokes. It was like something to catch the eye, to grab your, grab people's attention in the category. Because I'm trying to think, well, maybe it's my titling. Maybe the titling is just boring and, cold. Like, content creation. Like, Metroid Prime Remastered 4. Like, that's not, that's not exciting. That's not gonna grab a new viewer. If other people are streaming Metroid with better titles, but, like, one, I don't really know if it helped. And it's hard to say, because both last week's and the week before were kind of victim to the stream getting cut into chunks thanks to an internet outage, which is probably also going to happen with this week's. Thanks, internet. But it's also like, that's just not who I am. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to say play the game, but I really don't want to play the game of having to make clickbait titles and shit. Like, that's just not me. Like, I want people to just, if it was me, I'd want to know what I'm getting into. So, hey, this is the game, this is how far into it we are. I don't know if the analytics for that, I mean, I couldn't really look at them because the stream got broken up, and whenever that happens, there's a lot less viewers on the VOD. But where the hell's that save room? Is it through here? But it's just like, shit, this is what it is. The only analytic you need is having fun or not. You know, I would agree most of the time. But I think a lot of the fun doesn't come from actually playing the game itself after a certain point. The fun comes from the social interaction of having people to shoot the shit with in the chat, people to bounce off of, you know, stuff like that. That's where some of the fun comes in my opinion. And, where do I have to go? You know, when it's 0 viewers or viewers and nobody in the chat, it's just like, you know, I could just be playing the game by myself. If the streaming part isn't adding to the fun and the fun is all that matters, then cut the stream. Why bother? But I like, you know, being able to catch up with people and just shoot the shit and stuff like this. Yeah, like YouTube comments would be great. It wouldn't even bother me as much, you know, with view counts being lower if there were more comments. Just to show that people are actually watching and not like, hey, I'm gonna click on Frank's video to support him, and then I'm just gonna leave it on in the background, or I'm just gonna turn it on for a minute to look like I watched and then turn it off. I don't know. Not saying I know anybody in particular who does that, but it's just like, you know, it's nice to see that people actually care. Can't force that. It is quite discouraging. But yeah, it's weird. Like, it's also like I said, like Metroid, I like to finish what I start. And I probably would have a much harder time finishing this game if I wasn't streaming it. Or maybe I wouldn't. Because if I'm streaming, I don't want to be streaming for 12 hours, because that makes me look like somebody with no life who's got nothing better to do. But, you know, if I wasn't streaming it, I might make an 8-hour session out of it and just do nothing but play Metroid that day. And I might beat the game quicker. I don't know. Totally torn on how that would turn out. I'm stuck. That was weird. I don't know. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I mean, some of it, I don't want to say is contradictory, but there's pros and cons to both. When it comes to that compulsion I've got. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. It's discouraging, and I would like to play more games and shit like that, but it's... And right now, like, this is just this conversation, which is mostly one-sided. I know you guys are chiming in the chat too, but it's mostly just me kind of rambling like always. Not always, but you know. Is like, this sort of acts like therapy for me. And it's not me trying to like vent and pass my issues and problems and feed negative energy to other people. But it's nice to talk things out, and, you know, when there's 0 people in the chat, even, you know, if there's people in the stream that aren't using the chat, there's still somebody to listen. And you just don't get that if you're playing by yourself. You know, you can talk to yourself, but then you're a crazy person. Which, I do that. And it, you know, makes me look like a crazy person. At least this way I get to talk to you guys. Talk about how my day is going and shit. I'm telling you what though, this game is starting to make me feel sick because I've been playing another first-person game off-stream, Dying Light, and that game lets you adjust the field of view. So, you know, it's like normal. This game doesn't let you adjust the field of view. And it's starting to make me nauseous, because you can't actually, like, see shit. How do we get to that door? Oh, I remember. You have to raise the water levels. Yeah, this game needs fast travel, and it could do with some checkpoints. Jedi Fallen Order, yeah, that game... That's really like my only... No! What the fuck? That's like my only complaint about Fallen Order, is like the level design kind of sucks. I am looking forward to the next one, though. I like Fallen Order a lot. And I would like to play the next one. Get out of here! Fuck, man. The enemies are so annoying. Don't respawn. Don't respawn. That's it. Just don't do it. Oh, man. I'm on edge. I've got the stupid fucking drumming in the background. I'm dealing with this bullshit game. And then I'm complaining. And I know I'm complaining, which irritates me while I'm complaining, because I know nobody wants to hear this. I didn't 100% Fallen Order. I did beat it. I got most of the stuff, but, like, this is a good and a bad thing. Like, the 100%ing, it was, like, only cosmetics. You know, it's like, do you want more ponchos or whatever? Or lightsaber parts. And I could do without it. So that meant I didn't have to waste my time doing it. I didn't have a compulsion to 100% the game. That used to be a big thing. I used to feel compelled to 100% complete every game I played. And I was like that for a good few years at least. Not anymore though. I've stopped that. I don't have time for that shit. And Fallen Order's levels are so poorly designed. Like, going, you know, backtracking and stuff is a nightmare. So tedious, just like this game. That I had no urge to go back and collect that cosmetic shit. I think the only thing that wasn't cosmetic was, like, the additional stim pack capacity. But the game wasn't that hard. I mean, I didn't play it on the hardest difficulty. So maybe if you are, those are necessary, but I didn't feel they were. Okay. We have the ice beam, so let's go up here. The beginning was tougher, definitely. Just, you know, getting used to things. Can I use the boost while I'm in this mode? No. I can't. I mean, I never buy games day one anymore. I've only done that a handful of times. And I don't know. I don't see the point. Unless you're like really worried about story spoilers. You know, wait a while. See how the reviews turn out. And, you know, maybe you'll get a real early discount, which happens sometimes. Like, I pre-ordered, or I didn't pre-order, but day one I bought Resident Evil 2 Remake, and 3 Remake. And I did that with 3 Remake because I loved 2 Remake so much. And 2 Remake was just great. Like, everything about it looked great, I was just really excited. Oh, I did that with Devil May Cry 5, too. I guess I just do that with a lot of the new Capcom shit. But it's good. So, you know. I did it with Metal Gear Solid 5. And I did that because of story reasons. I was really afraid. And, great. Thank you, Mom, for encouraging the dog. Another lab? No. No, thank you. That's an area we already went to. And, I did it with Cyberpunk. And that was a dumb fucking decision. And that marks the last time I have ever and will ever, buy a game day one or earlier. It's just I was so excited for that, and then they pulled the rug out from under everybody, and I just, yeah. And eventually I beat Cyberpunk, like fairly recently, a few months ago. I went back after all the patches. Performance was better, but there's still a bunch of bugs, and there's still, like, you know, a blatant lack of the content they promised. Cyberpunk is like a $15, $20 game. Like, it's got a big open world, but there's fucking nothing to do. It's not as good of an RPG as, like, Fallout or Elder Scrolls. There's, like, no real, like, interesting side quests. There's no real, like, good conversation system. The combat is just, like, Borderlands style, like, number bullshit. I don't know. It feels very generic. Like, the setting is not. The setting is not generic, but the idea of, like, an RPG first-person shooter hybrid that's both not a great shooter and not a great RPG, that's just kind of the embodiment of, like, the industry now. Like, it's just, it's schlock. It's schlock. There's parts of the story I liked, and, you know, I will remember it, but I would not recommend it for full price or even half price. The game is still buggy as shit. I remember there were total conversations I couldn't progress through because the NPCs just wouldn't talk back to me, or the options wouldn't show up for me to talk to them again when they were supposed to trigger. Redfall, that's the vampire, four-player co-op thing, right? Yeah, why the hell? See, I don't understand. Like, there's no excuse for not having 60 FPS minimum anymore. That fucking stupid dog. It's not my dog, so I don't have a problem saying that. And I'm pretty sure she hates me. Because I had to give her a bath once and she didn't like it. But anyway. Yeah, no, I mean, with hardware where it is now, there's no excuse for not having every game be 60 FPS. Just period. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for a game to be limited to 30 frames a second. I mean, you know, games used to be limited to 30 frames a second, and that was because the hardware wasn't there, and they'd rather the game look better than run better. And they kept people's standards there because they knew people would tolerate it. And if they made that the new norm, and they did. But at this point, we're living in an era past the PS4 Pro, past the Xbox One X, where we've got the performance mode and the graphics mode, okay? People on the console front, they know the difference now. It's not normal anymore. Like, people have gotten a regular taste of 60 FPS. And maybe I'm fucking crazy, but I'd rather have a game with better frame rate than slightly better graphics. Especially because these days graphics are so good across the board. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, we're at a point of diminishing returns when it comes to new hardware and graphics and shit. Like, the big thing is the ray tracing and lighting and shadows and stuff. And that's great, but it's just like frosting on an already delicious cake. Like, games already look fantastic before that shit was added, and I think anything post 360 and PS3 era has just been diminishing returns. Like, we're getting very little back. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, but that's how I feel. Like, I have not been impressed with graphics at all since, like, the PS3. I think that's where we hit the point of, like, okay, we're at photorealism, and now it's just fine-tuning and stuff. It's just me, but I have to take a break and take a phone call. I'll be back in like 10 minutes, 15 at most. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you guys soon.